back to another episode of Your Path to Career Success. Today we're diving into a topic that can really make or break your career progression, shifting from a tactical to a strategic mindset. Whether you're just stepping into a leadership role or you're looking to move up the ladder, developing this mindset is essential. And the best part, it's a skill you can learn. But before we jump in, I invite you to grab your favourite beverage, find a comfy spot, grab a notebook, or just sit back and relax. Let's start with the basics. When we talk about tactical thinking, we're talking about focusing on the here and now. It's about execution, getting tasks done, solving immediate problems, and hitting short-term goals. Tactical thinking often involves being hands-on and detail-oriented. It's what helps you respond quickly to challenges, adapt to changing circumstances, and ensure that the day-to-day operations run smoothly. Whether it's meeting a tight deadline, fixing a pressing issue, or achieving a weekly target, tactical thinking ensures things get done efficiently and effectively in the present moment. Now compare that to strategic thinking. Strategic thinking is about seeing the bigger picture. It's about anticipating future challenges, aligning actions with long-term goals, and considering the broader impact of your decisions on the organisation, team, or project. This type of thinking requires a forward-looking mindset and the ability to connect dots that others might not see. It's less about asking what needs to be done right now, and more about pondering where are we going, why are we going there, and how do we best get there. Strategic thinking involves planning, innovation, and risk management, as well as ensuring the short-term actions align with the organisation's overarching vision and mission. Here's a quick analogy. If tactical thinking is about steering the car, ensuring you don't hit obstacles, and maintaining the right speed, strategic thinking is about planning the road trip. Strategic thinking determines the destination, maps out the best route, identifies potential roadblocks, and makes contingency plans. Tactical thinking gets you through each leg of the journey, while strategic thinking ensures the trip achieves its purpose. Both are important. The car won't move without a driver, but a clear plan ensures you reach your destination more effectively and efficiently. Together, they form a powerful combination for success in any endeavour. Tip 1. Start asking why. If you want to shift from tactical to strategic thinking, the first step is simple. Start asking why. The key to moving from a reactive, task-oriented mindset to a more proactive, big-picture approach is to challenge the status quo and seek deeper understanding. Begin by questioning the purpose behind your actions. Instead of just completing a task or following instructions, ask yourself why it's important. This simple shift in perspective can unlock new insights and help you connect your daily activities to broader objectives. For example, let's say you're asked to write a report or prepare a presentation. Instead of thinking about the immediate task at hand, gathering information, creating slides, or formatting, ask yourself, why are you doing it? How does this specific task align with the team's overall objectives? What problem does it solve, and how does it support the next steps in the project? By understanding the bigger picture, you'll gain a better sense of purpose and direction. Then take it a step further. Consider how your work ties into the larger organisational goals. How does this report, presentation, or action contribute to the company's strategic vision? Are there ways you can make your work more impactful by thinking about its long-term implications? This perspective allows you to make decisions with greater foresight and purpose, ensuring that the work you're doing doesn't just meet immediate needs, but also drives progress towards future successes. Shifting your mindset to ask why also encourages you to evaluate priorities more effectively. Instead of getting bogged down in the minutiae of tasks, you start to focus on activities that provide the greatest value and contribute to the bigger objectives, helping you and your team stay aligned with the overarching mission. By constantly asking why and looking beyond the immediate task, you not only transition to strategic thinking, but also foster a mindset of continuous improvement and value creation. This approach allows you to anticipate challenges, identify opportunities, and make more informed decisions that align with long-term success. Let me share a quick story. I once worked with someone who would always ask this one question in meetings. How does this tie back to our larger strategy? At first, it felt like an interruption, but over time, it became clear that their ability to connect the dots set them apart. So don't be afraid to dig deeper. One big hurdle in developing a strategic mindset is learning to let go. If you're constantly bogged down in the nitty-gritty of tactical tasks, you'll never have the bandwidth to think strategically. The more you immerse yourself in day-to-day activities, the harder it becomes to step back and take a wider view of your work or the organisation. A strategic mindset requires you to think long-term, analyse trends and plan for the future, none of which can be done if you're consumed by the immediate demands of operational tasks. The key to overcoming this challenge is learning to delegate effectively. But delegation isn't just about passing tasks off to others so you can lighten your load. It's about empowering your team and trusting them to take ownership of their responsibilities. It's about recognising that no one can do everything and that collaboration and trust in others' abilities are essential for both personal and team growth. When you delegate, you allow your team members to step up, demonstrate their skills, and contribute meaningfully to the organisation's success. Delegating effectively requires clear communication and support. It means providing the right level of guidance while giving your team the autonomy to make decisions and solve problems on their own. By doing this, you're not only offloading tactical tasks, but also creating an environment where your team feels valued, trusted, and empowered. This in turn fosters a culture of collaboration where everyone is working towards the same strategic goals, with each person contributing in a way that best uses their strengths. When you delegate, you free yourself up to focus on the bigger picture, the strategic decisions that will move the organisation forward. You can spend more time analysing trends, identifying new opportunities, and developing long-term plans. Rather than being consumed by day-to-day operations, you'll have the space to ask the critical questions: where are we headed? What steps do we need to take to get there? And how can we ensure sustainable success? It's important to note that effective delegation isn't about dumping work on someone else. It's about trust and collaboration. When you let go of the small tasks and allow others to step in, you also create room for your own professional growth. You're not just stepping into a strategic role, you're also modelling the behaviours and leadership qualities that your team needs to thrive. And in the end, this creates a more efficient, dynamic and forward-thinking team, all working together to achieve common goals. Tip 2. Create time for strategic thinking. Now here's the practical part. Schedule time for strategic thinking. Block out an hour each week where you're not responding to emails or putting out fires. Use this time to review your goals, reflect on the challenges ahead, and think about how you're aligning with the broader mission. Some people call this CEO time, and honestly, even if you're not a CEO, you deserve that mental space to focus on the long term. Here's another critical piece of the puzzle: building relationships. To think strategically, you need to understand the broader context of your organisation. It's not enough to only focus on your immediate tasks or team. To develop a true strategic mindset, you must see the bigger picture and how everything connects. This requires a deep understanding of how different departments function, what their goals are, and how their work aligns with the overall organisational objectives. The best way to gain this understanding: talk to people across departments. Building relationships across teams isn't just about getting to know your colleagues. It's about creating a network of insights and perspectives that will inform your decision making. By engaging with others, you learn what drives them, what obstacles they face, and where there may be opportunities for collaboration. Understanding their challenges allows you to consider how your work impacts theirs and vice versa. This knowledge helps you to make more informed decisions, ensuring that your actions align with the larger organisational strategy. For example, by speaking with marketing, you might gain insights into customer needs that can influence the development of your project or product. By collaborating with finance, you'll better understand the budget constraints that might shape strategic planning. By building these connections, you gain a more nuanced perspective of how your work fits into the larger framework of the organisation. It also opens doors to innovative ideas, as cross-departmental collaboration often leads to creative solutions that you wouldn't have considered within the confines of your own team. These relationships are also essential for influencing and driving change. Strategic thinking isn't just about having ideas, It's about gaining buy-in and aligning others to your vision. The more you engage with colleagues across various functions, the better positioned you are to communicate how your strategic initiatives align with their goals and priorities. This collaborative approach fosters trust, builds your credibility, and positions you as a forward-thinking leader who is focused on long-term success. In addition, understanding other departments' goals and challenges helps you identify potential bottlenecks, risks, or synergies that may affect the success of your initiatives. By being proactive in your interactions, you can anticipate obstacles before they arise and find ways to mitigate them early. This kind of strategic foresight, born from strong interdepartmental relationships, ensures that your decisions are well rounded and take into account the broader organisational landscape. Ultimately, building relationships across departments is not just a strategic advantage, it's essential for becoming a well rounded leader who can think, act, and plan with the entire organisation in mind. Through these connections, you gain the context you need to make decisions that are not only aligned with your team's immediate goals, but also support the long term vision and success of the organisation as a whole. Tip 3: seek mentorship and feedback. One of the fastest ways to develop a strategic mindset is by learning from others who already have one. Seek out a mentor who's further along in their career. Don't be afraid to ask for feedback on how you approach problems. Sometimes a fresh perspective can reveal blind spots you didn't even know you had. A podcast episode from Season 3, Episode 10, The Importance of Mentorship, Finding Guidance in Your Career Journey, provides you with some more hints and tips on mentorship. So let's recap. To shift from tactical to strategic thinking, the first and most powerful step is to start by asking why. Challenge yourself to dig deeper into the purpose behind your actions. Instead of simply completing tasks or following processes, ask how they align with your team's goals and the organisation's larger objectives. This shift in perspective will help you understand not just what needs to be done, but why it matters and how it contributes. Next, learn to delegate effectively. It's crucial to understand that delegation isn't just about offloading work, it's about empowering your team. When you trust others with responsibilities, you create space for yourself to step back and think more strategically. Delegation frees up your time to focus on long-term planning, innovation, and aligning actions with broader goals. It also strengthens your team by giving them opportunities to grow and take ownership of their work. Delegating isn't just about getting things off your plate. It's about creating an environment where both you and your team can thrive. Building relationships across departments is another critical element. To think strategically, you need to see beyond your immediate team or function. By talking to people across the organisation, you'll gain valuable insights into their goals, challenges, and how their work interconnects with yours. These relationships help you understand the broader context and allows you to identify opportunities for collaboration, problem solving, and innovation. It's also a great way to build trust and credibility, as people begin to see you as someone who is invested in the success of the organisation as a whole, not just your own area. Another essential part of this journey is seeking mentorship and feedback. No one becomes a strategic thinker in isolation. Find mentors who can provide guidance, share their experiences, and challenge you to think differently. Regularly seek feedback from colleagues and leaders to ensure that your approach is evolving and that you're making progress. Feedback helps you refine your thinking and spot areas where you can improve or pivot. Embrace this as an opportunity for growth and be open to learning from those who walked this path before you. Finally, remember, this is a journey, not a destination. Developing a strategic mindset takes time and deliberate effort. It's not something you perfect overnight, but every small step you take brings you closer to becoming a more strategic leader. Each time you ask why, or delegate a task, or forge a new relationship, you're building the foundation for better decision making and a broader perspective. Over time, these incremental changes will add up and you'll find yourself thinking, acting, and leading in ways that drive long-term success. And trust me, when you start thinking strategically, people notice. Strategic thinking is one of the most valuable skills you can bring to the table. It demonstrates your ability to see the big picture, anticipate future challenges, and make decisions that align with the organisation's long-term goals. When you start thinking and acting strategically, it shows in your work, in your leadership, and in the results you produce. You'll not only gain respect and influence, but you'll also contribute to shaping the direction and success of your organisation. As always, thank you for tuning in. If this episode lit a fire within you, hit that subscribe button, share the love with your review, and spread the wisdom with your friends and co-workers. Alternatively, follow me on LinkedIn, Catherine Hall, the Career Owl. And hey, if you've got questions or stories about developing a strategic mindset, I'd love to hear them. Drop me a message or connect on LinkedIn. Until next time, keep pushing forward, stay curious, and remember, your career success is in your hands.